Hello, good evening. Welcome to yet another session of Ask Me Anything. So today we are there with another topic. Okay, and sorry, but the lighting might not be so good because I'm traveling right now, but still we'll be able to do a good session if I'm right. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about. Okay, let's go into that. Okay, so these sessions happen every Tuesday at 9 p.m. IST. Okay, on my YouTube channel. So I basically talk about a subject for some 5 to 10 minutes, and then it's open for questions. You can ask your questions. That's how it usually happens. Okay, so today we are going to talk about sleep and its effect on body. Okay, so let's slowly start. There you go. Okay, sleep is basically called nidra in Sanskrit. Swapna or Shayana also sometimes refer to sleep. You will see Swapna sometimes. Okay, so Diva Swapna means sleeping during the day. Okay, Shayana. So Shayana is basically lying down. So it's also a synonym for sleep. So one among the three sub-pillars in Ayurveda. These are the three things which are basically very, very important for somebody to be healthy. So that is Aharam, Nidra, Abrahmacharyam. So three things have been told. So Nidra is something which is very, very, very important for us. Now let's just go through it. Okay. So effects of good sleep. What happens when you sleep really well? So Ayurveda says, it maintains the balance of the doshas. Why? Because the sleep is when the body auto repairs a lot of things. Because when you sleep, you are almost like dead. You don't have any control. You don't interfere with anything at all. So the whichever small issues which you have got will automatically get balanced when you get very good rest. Okay, it improves digestion. The sense it helps maintain that agni if you get good sleep. Immunity goes up, as I said before. It auto repairs a lot of things, and immunity goes up because when you sleep, when you look at the thing, it increases kapha. Kapha is the one that gives you a lot of strength. So when your immunity is directly linked to ojas and kapha, your ojas actually stays balanced when you sleep really well. If you are sleep deprived, your immunity goes down, your ojas also goes down. So contributes to overall happiness and well-being. You will have noticed that people, the days where you sleep really well, your mood is actually good. If you're sleep deprived, you're very snappy. So it improves your happiness and well-being. So if you look at the tridoshas, sleep is rest, it is sthira, so it increases kapha, okay, and it pacifies vata and pitta. So this is normally what we try to explain when you get good sleep. Okay. Now, if you don't sleep at night, if you stay awake at night and don't sleep, what happens? It is ruksha. Ruksha means it is drying. It dries the system down and thereby de-nourishing the whole body. That means vata slowly. So it's not one day. If you keep on consistently stay awake at night, I mean night duties, we have got regular night duties. If you keep on staying awake consistently at nights, what will happen is your vata slowly starts going up, okay, and it will start to de-nourish your whole body. Next one is Diva Swapnam. Diva Swapnam is sleeping during the day. It's exactly opposite. Okay, so Ratri Jagarnam Ruksham and Diva Swapnam is Snigdham. That means it will increase the kapha beyond a certain limit, and that is one major reason for indigestion. Okay, and it will increase the kapha. So people who have got the habit of sleeping for long durations during the day have got a tendency to put on weight because it is snigdha and it increases medas and kapha. Okay, sitting and sleeping. In the sense you are sitting comfortably and sleeping. What happens there? Okay, it is neither snigdha nor ruksha. So sometimes, when I talk to patients, I tell them rather than lying down and sleeping in the afternoon, if you feel that sleepy, sit in a comfortable chair and a recliner or something so that you don't lie down, sleep and close your eyes. In 10 minutes, you will wake up and you will find that you are fresh. You have just gone through that, what do you call, a power nap. So sitting and sleeping is neither snigdha nor ruksha. So it doesn't increase the vata too much, or it doesn't increase the kapha too much. It stays balanced, and it will not cause indigestion. It will help your food also get digested. Okay. Now, management of rasa. If you're somebody who's got a habit, it's not habit, sorry. If you don't, one night, if you have not slept well, that's what I'm trying to do. If you have not slept well one night, what you have to do? Without eating food, in the sense you have slept, you're supposed to sleep at 10, but you wake up till about 2 o'clock or so. Then you come back, or 3 o'clock, you come back, don't take food. Okay. You sleep half the time which you usually sleep. In the sense, if you're used to sleeping for 8 hours, you have to sleep for 4 hours without eating food. That is how you try to compensate. But if you take food and sleep, you'll notice that you will sleep for long hours. You'll sleep for about 8 hours, 10 hours, and you will get extremely tired. So when you have missed your sleep one night, sleep without eating and sleep half the time. Okay. Now, so management of sleeplessness. If you have got the problem of sleeplessness, how do we manage that? What you do is you have to consume these things. Okay. You can consume milk. Okay. Cow's milk is something which will help for a person who sleeps decently well. If you take cow's milk, you'll see that his sleep is not broken. That means cow's milk will help a person sleep well. But if you don't have sleep, then instead of cow's milk, what you have to consume is buffalo's milk. Okay. Alcohol will actually help you sleep better. But then after a point of time, if you consume that to sleep, then that becomes an addiction. So you should be very, very careful. Meat soup is actually good. Abhyangam, or application of oil on the body, actually helps you sleep really well. Okay. Bathing is something which will help you sleep well. You would have noticed that if you have had a very long tiring day, okay, you probably have an early dinner, and before you go to bed, if you take a quick wash, you'll feel that you sleep much better. Okay. Doing it is Shirovasti. I'm sorry because of a spelling mistake. Shirovasti is good, applying oil on the head, and so that will actually increase the kapha and the tamas, and you will feel much better. Karnapurnam, pouring oil in the ears, or netra tarpanam, and all these things, that is, application of oil or ghee in the eye, will also help you sleep much, much better. Okay, so all these things can be done for you to sleep well. Okay, so you can start asking your questions, which I already see are coming in. Let me try to answer one by one. Okay. Now, is it okay to take Zandu Nityam or Clamafran once a month, or if we take laxative regularly, our intestines become weak? Okay. Here, it is not bad to take laxatives once in a while, but I'm not sure about Clamafin. But other things, Zandu Nityam, or even castor oil and all, Avipatti Churnam is also good. If you can take that once in 3 months, I would say, if you can take, and if you pass soft bowels and if you clean the whole thing, it actually is good, definitely good for you. Okay, but don't overdo it. Is gajar ki halwa and loki halwa a healthy dish? Gajar ki halwa, it is a sweetened dish. Okay, sweetened dish is not something which is very good for you to consume on a regular basis. Okay, anything which is halwa is you have got a sweet base through it and you thicken it. Anything sweetened is not supposed to be consumed on a regular basis. Not very, very good. Okay. Is sadhya prohibited for everyday consumption because of too many items? I would see. I have never considered sadhya to be healthy eating. Sadhya is a feast where you enjoy the festival, and it's a celebration part of it. And can you show me any festival where you have got a feast which is healthy? You'll have a lot of sweets, you'll have a lot of fries, you'll have a lot of things which come one by one. It is something which is, you're enjoying food at that point of time. Okay, so if you indulge in that on a regular basis, your medas and your first of all, your gut goes for a toss, and then you'll put on weight, because of all those things. Sadhya once in a while is fine, but not to be not to be consumed on a regular basis. Uh, Shetty, namaste, sir. Consuming 1 spoon coconut oil, is it helping in? Will it? Oh, Shetty, it all depends upon if you are somebody who is slightly on the plumper side. Okay, if you consume ghee or coconut oil, okay, on a regular basis daily, and you are not somebody who is doing any exercise at all, then there is always a chance of it adding to the fat. But if you're somebody who does regular exercises, 1 teaspoon of ghee or 1 teaspoon of coconut oil will not what you call will not increase your body weight. But one thing I would say is you should be somebody who does exercise regularly, because when Acharya Ashtanga Hridaya says about eating food, it always says snigdha bhojana. That means lubricating. It should have ghee or oil in the food. But he also says, let us not only follow that. He also says that you have to do exercises regularly. So let us follow both. Eat snigdha bhojana and do regular exercise so that you burn that fat out. Okay. Ghee and coconut oil, both we can consume, which helps in weight gain. No, you can consume both. Okay, if you are sedentary, that is one thing which will help you increase in weight. It is not only the food. Okay, it is your ahara, vihara, vichara, all those things put together. Just because you eat a lot of food, you will not. See, you will put on a lot of weight. If you want to maintain a weight, you should eat moderately and you should start doing exercises moderately. I would say ghee might be more of a weight promoting thing than coconut oil. My experience says that. Okay, people who take a little bit of coconut oil, a little bit of ghee, but if you're sedentary with ghee, I think you'll put on more weight. Raji, can mix freshly prepared homemade amla juice and coconut milk together? Absolutely not, Raji Silva. And I'm not a huge fan of what you call amla juice, also homely prepared. Even if it is homely prepared, if you have to just note this point, Raji. If you have to get, might be 30 ml or 60 ml of grape juice, which you're intending to drink, 60 ml of amla grape juice, how many amlas do you need? I think about 2 to 3 or maybe 4 amlas sometimes, okay, depending upon the size. So I don't think you will be able to eat 4 amlas. If you take the juice, probably yes, you'll be able to drink juice worth 4 amlas. But when Ayurveda says that amla is rasayani and it is one of the best rasayanas, and if you remove only the juice, you have only got the swarasa of amla. What about the pulp? Okay, pulp contains a lot of things which can actually increase the bodily tissues. Okay, then only it becomes rasayana. Okay, I would say eat the fruit as such and don't mix it with coconut milk at all. Okay. I don't know why you have to drink coconut milk on a regular basis. It is not easy for you to, if you are in Kerala or if you're in somewhere in the coastal area, you can get fresh coconut and every day you have to squeeze milk out of it and drink. That's a huge job for you. Okay. I would say rather than that, because don't consider coconut milk to have the qualities of the milk what we tell, okay, cow's milk or whatever milk. It doesn't have any of those qualities. Just because it looks white in color and liquidy, we cannot say consider that to be have the qualities of milk. Okay, I would say on empty stomach you can have probably a little bit of ghee and drink hot water on top of it. Okay, or coconut oil also is fine if you're used to it. But I would say, most of the patients, I tell them to have ghee on empty stomach and hot water. If someone does night duty and sleep during the day, won't Ruksha by night duty balance his snigdha of day sleep? I'm a bit confused. Please explain a bit about this. Okay. See, what happens here is if someone does night duty consistently, okay, you cannot counterbalance it by sleeping during the day. Because, sleep is always good only when the moon is there up there. Okay, that is the reason why sleep is also considered to be tamas. So that moon out there and sleep put together, that's when your body completely takes rest. Even if you put down all blinders, you close all the windows and let no light get inside, and you sleep in that atmosphere, your created atmosphere, even then, okay, you should note that because the sun is there, you will not feel sleepy. Okay, because ruksh, see, I'll tell you when this sleep actually becomes snigdha during the day. It is not when you have gone through that whole night ruksha and when you sleep. No, normally people sleep in the day after their lunch. Okay, if you take, I would say, if you take a 10 or 15-minute nap before you take your lunch, or 20 minutes, it is not that snigdha. But you have your sleep after your lunch, that is where you notice that your sleep becomes extremely snigdha, and it's very difficult for you to get up from sleep, from lying down. Okay, it's very difficult. You need a crane to come and pick you up. Okay, so just because you stay awake at night and you sleep throughout the day will not balance this whole thing. You will fall sick after a point of time. Okay. Which is better in coconut oil or coconut milk? Coconut oil, Raja, I think I already answered this. Okay, if you give an option, I would say coconut oil would be better, because coconut oil is not something which you have to. If you can take coconut milk every day, also I would say no. It is too heavy for you to digest. Coconut oil might be a better option. But why do you want to take that coconut oil on empty stomach is a question which you have to ask you yourself. Okay. Rajini Vaidya. Is it correct understanding that sleep changes as we age? Do children need more sleep than adults? Do women need more sleep hours than men? See, when growth is happening, you would have noticed that when you are spending too much of energy running around, okay, your vata goes up, and that is denourishing, and that does not help too much in growth. But when you are at rest, okay, it's not that you don't have to have that running, that's necessary for your exercise. But when you are at rest, that is when the body auto repairs a lot of things, and that's when the bulk actually gets building. Okay, your muscles, your bones, your fat, all the tissues get proper nourishment, and that starts growing when you sleep more. There's a reason why kids, you will have noticed that they sleep for 16 hours, sometimes 18 hours in a day, because they are growing. Okay, as you age, okay, your sleep will slowly start going down, and when you become really old, because your age also comes into vata, you will have broken sleep. Okay, and do women really need more sleep hours than men? I don't know. I don't think statistically that has been said anywhere. I don't think any proper study has been done, but I would say anybody would be good if you can sleep somewhere around 7 to 8 hours per day, so that you get up fresh and your productivity also goes up. So men and women, both of you need very good sleep. If the gut digests the sweet taste first, what is the order of digestion with the six tastes? The gut, see, the gut doesn't digest the sweet taste first. Whatever gets inside first, that gets digested first. Okay, that's the reason why I say you eat something which is sweet, because sweet actually takes a longer time to digest, and it needs more agni. So you eat sweet first. That's the order in which you eat. And sweet doesn't mean sweetened desserts. When the moment you start eating desserts and all those things in the beginning, that is not considered to be a healthy meal at all. That is feast. Okay, on a normal day, if you look at rice, I would just say, for example, if you look at rice, rice is sweet. If you look at dal, dal is sweet. If you look at ghee, ghee is sweet. So normally we start with something sweet like that. Okay, and you can end with kashaya, tikta katu. Katu tikta kashaya is the last. Okay, because that is lighter, and the moment you have your kashaya rasa, it cleans the whole system and you are ready. That means you are done with your meal. So you start with sweet, you end with kashaya katu. That means kashaya is astringent and katu is spicy things and all. In the middle, you are supposed to eat sour and salty food so that your digestion still stays up after consuming that sweet. After when you consume that sweet, your digestion goes down a little bit because it consumes more agni. Then you are putting in amla rasa and lavana rasa. Amla and lavana have, amla is sour and lavana is salt. Those have got, when you look at the pancha mahabhuta, they have got more of fire element in them. Okay, then you continue with katu, and then you end with tikta and kashaya. Okay, so that's the order in which you eat. So any concoction which can have error for a good sleep. Consuming milk can cause broken sleep as one may have to get up to pass urine. KBK concoction or decoction also basically it will be also watery. Or you will have to, if you have got the problem of getting up at night and going to pass urine, then even if you drink a concoction also you will do that. Okay. But one glass of milk, I would say, if you don't consume too much of water after your dinner, okay, one might be a little bit of milk at bedtime will not make you go to the loo multiple times. No. Okay, I would say milk is the best choice for you to actually stay. I also tell, if you want, if you can add a little bit of ghee into that hot milk also and drink, it will help you sleep better. Anything that can bring the pitta and vata down and increase the kapha will help you sleep well. As per Ayurveda, is pappadam healthy? Pappadam is basically papad. Okay, and in Sanskrit it's called parpata. Okay, parpata, parpati, parpatakam, and all words are there. So the thing is that if you consume that on a regular basis, it is made of black gram. Okay, and normally it is fried and consumed. So if you consume that on a regular basis, I don't think it is actually very healthy. And if you go up north, you have got something called lichar papad or masala papad. I don't think it's something which you, as celebration, you can have, but don't have that consistently with every meal or every day. It is not a good thing to have. Yeah, Raji Selva, happy Onam. Onam just got over a couple of days back. Okay, and it was a great celebration. Thanks a lot, Raji. Yeah, Naveen, namaste. So, does left nostril breathing at bedtime help to get good sleep? Um, give it, these things are, sometimes very confusing, but I would say it could be either left or right. But if you are able to breathe really well, that means if you are not congested, okay, because you have to, we normally say that you have to sleep on your left side, vama bhage shayanascha. So when you sleep on your left side, you'll notice that the pressure is more on the left nostril, and there's always a chance of it slightly getting compressed and blocked. So your breathing might not be really good if you sleep on the left side, and if you want to breathe from your left nostril. So by and large, if you're not congested and you're breathing well through, decently well through both your nostrils, your sleep is really going to be good. Okay. If your left nostril is really open, then see, it's nothing like it. I would say that you have to breathe really well to get good sleep. What can one take for early morning waking up? They wake up fresh. Could that be normal? This is Vata, male 62 years with high Vata, very active. Can you prescribe something for prolonged sleep? Okay, so Gauri, uh, if they are waking up fresh, okay, then that means that they have slept enough. For a Vata person, he might not get sleep continuously, he might get broken sleep. And for a Vata person at age 62, that means he's also into Vata age, he is permitted to sleep a little bit during the afternoon, because that will after food, if he sleeps that well, that will actually increase that little bit of kapha or snigdha in his body, which will help him feel healthier. Okay, so you don't have to force somebody to sleep continuously throughout the night. If he sleeps early, gets up early, fresh, it's fine. And then he might feel sleepy after, might be a 3 or 4 hours. If he wants to get a catch up small class, let him sleep. If he wants to sleep in the afternoon, let him sleep. Don't interfere too much with all those things. As long as the person is healthy, let us not because vata, because you said, he's 62 years old and he's got high vata. Okay, sleep is always broken. Everything is unpredictable. His appetite might be unpredictable. His passing motions is unpredictable. His sleep is also unpredictable. So that is his pragati. Age wise also, no issues at all. Can you share your opinion effects of yoga nidra? Okay, yoga nidra is something which after you do all your yoga asanas, then you go into yoga nidra. So yoga nidra is, once, if you have noticed, if once you do all your yoga asanas, you might not be in a real mood to go to sleep. You feel good even during shavasana also. It's very difficult for somebody to. That's why shavasana is not something where people should go to sleep. Okay, so you have to lie down without moving, and you have to relax every part of the body. So yoga nidra is also something, if even when people practice that or go to bed also, they go to bed through yoga nidra. If that actually helps you sleep better, I would say you can go ahead, because sleep is something, as I said before, trayopastambhas, three sub pillars. One is something which is sleep, and anything that can contribute naturally to you sleeping well, you can follow that. And yoga nidra, if it helps you, I would say it is good for you to follow. Absolutely no problem. Gauri, that time to take medicine for apana vata is before food. Can you explain? Yeah. So, Aushadha Sevana Kala has been mentioned in Ashtanga. There are 10 times, 10 times of the day where you can take medicines, and each and every time you take the medicine has got a different effect. That means that the site of action, site where it goes and acts, is different. So for apanavayu, that means problems below the umbilicus. Might be for the bladder or for the genitals or for the bowel movements and all those things, or gas, lower part of the body. If you have got issues with that, Ashtanga Hridaya specifically says that you have to have your food just before, you have to have the medicines just before food, because that is the thing which goes first and then the food. So before your food actually goes, your medicine will be in the front, so that it can actually take care of the issues in the lower part of the intestine. Okay. Blessed to be with you, sir. I'm blessed to be with you all also. Okay. It's all His grace. Okay. Thanks a lot for this opportunity also. Okay. Doctor, you mentioned about sthiraguna is induced during sleep, but why and when does it cause pain and discomfort in jaw? And when does it sthiraguna? But why and when does it cause pain and discomfort? Okay. See, normally when you are lying down without movement, that means you are in sthiraguna. That that promotes kapha. And when you get up in the morning and you have got stiffness, okay, I'm telling you, by and large, when you have got stiffness or swelling without pain or stiffness, you'll have a little bit of pain because the movement is hindered. That is when you know that in that particular area you have got kapha increase. So when you start treatment, you don't do anything there. You don't do anything because pain is because of vata. So that pain over there, along with stiffness, is because the movement of vata has been hindered, stopped by the kapha. So your line of treatment should be to remove that kapha first and then look out for the pain. The moment you remove that kapha, the pain goes half. Okay, it's reduced by half because the vata starts moving properly after that. Okay, so in joints, usually when you apply oil and the pain goes up, that means you know that there is inflammation there. There is too much of kapha there in amavata condition, ama there. So your first thing is to remove that ama and then treat for the vata. Okay. Yeah, Shiti, most welcome. Sitaram Sahu. Every month, 6 days travel due to bus journey. Next day, I don't feel hungry. Post lunch children. It's okay to skip food as not hungry and let body revive. What's the correlation? See, Sitaram, I, I can see. I cannot tell you don't travel because not traveling by bus uh, might be that 1 week every month is the best thing you can do. You have to do all those travels and then manage becomes a problem. As much as possible, I would say, if you're traveling by bus, rather than using a bus where it is sitting, at least have a sleeper bus where some point of time you will catch up with some good sleep. Sitting and traveling overnight is not very good. Okay, one part of it. Next day, definitely because you have not slept well, your vata is slightly high. You will not pass motion sometimes. You don't feel hungry. It is very, very, very normal. Okay, so if you're not hungry, I would say if you sleep, if you skip your food, what happens is your vata can go up again a little bit. I would say eating very light would still will still help you have that little bit of kapha in your system, which will help you sleep better at night. But if you skip something and if you sleep on empty stomach, what happens is your sleep is again disturbed. That's when Ayurveda we say that if you have consumed something very, very much heavy food for dinner, you get up in the morning and when you burp, you feel the taste of food. That means you have not digested really well. You can skip or delay your morning food till what you have eaten is completely digested. But even if your food is not completely digested, you feel, oh, it is always good for you to have a little bit of food at night and then sleep because that will actually help you sleep well. Or what will happen if you sleep without eating in a couple of hours, 3 hours, once that gets digested, you will get up at middle of the night and your sleep is completely gone. You are not rested. Next day is also gone. Okay, so it's always good for you to not to go to sleep on empty stomach. Okay, something very light. Engineer Vaidya, most welcome, most welcome. Okay. After consuming any dish, urad dal, muscle catch at the back next morning. What might be the reason? You are not probably digesting it really well, or you have been you have got indigestion. Okay, the urad is something which is not supposed to be consumed on a regular basis. It is not a pathya as far as Ayurveda goes. Okay, so it has got a tendency of blocking all the channels. So that might be one reason the movement of vata is being affected when you're consuming that. I also feel that Raji, you might be somebody who might not be doing regular exercises on a regular basis. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you start following that, sleep early, have moderate food and all, you will be healthy. Some research are claiming that women need more sleep than men to help with the hormone production. That's why I asked one to understand sleep for adults. I'm not, see, if you look embryology, what do you call that word? The study of embryos and the way human body is being created, embryology. Okay, when you look at that, there is basically no difference between a man and a woman. Okay, over after a point of time only the small changes come. Whatever organs, genital organs which a man has got is the same thing which a woman has got. Okay, the scrotum, the testicles go and become the uh, fallopian tubules, and then basically the over. So everything is basically the same. Okay, there is no difference. Then over a period of time, the shapes and all change. So hormones, yes, whatever hormones a man produces, even the woman produces, but since they don't need it. The liver neutralizes a lot of things. Okay, so by and large, what happens here is the world is changing to a different angle altogether. Okay, and there is a lot of stress out there, and a lot of, as you said, a lot of studies are also happening. Women, uh, the studies say that women actually have got a chance of getting stressed, what is it, perked up, or worked up faster than men. So it's always important for women to actually cool down more than the man, especially during the menstrual period, menstrual age, uh, rajaswala. That means they have got too much of rajas, too much of pitta, too much of blood. There is a time where they can be snappy, they can be angry. So those, to pacify that, rest is very important. And if women keep on indulging in alcohol, in smoking, too much of non-veg, too much of spicy food, and all those things, they're not sleeping at night, they are in the pitta period, and you're doing activities where all the pitta goes up, your hormones are going to go haywire. Okay, you definitely need sleep. Okay, so it is not only sleep which will calm a woman down. You have to be moderate with a lot of understanding what is going inside you is very important, Rajini. Okay, if I don't want to consume milk before sleep, can be replaced with dark chocolate. Is your choice. Anything that can increase the kapha might help you, but I think chocolate is something which is not shita. It is something which is slightly heat generating. Might not be a good choice. That's not what we want. Okay, it tastes and all might be fine. If you're somebody who doesn't have any problem with sleep, you eat dark chocolate, you can still sleep well. But if you are somebody who's got problem with sleep, and if you consume dark chocolate, I'm not sure. Okay, now Priya, if you taking dark chocolate actually helps you sleep well, nothing like it, you can have it, no problem. Kamalnath. If whenever I sleep late, like 12, a particular next day morning, I feel heaviness in the head, and it becomes okay when I exercise or meditate. What could it be? When you sleep late at 12, your what happens is your vata slowly starts going up, and then the kind of sleep you get to balance the body, your body is overworking. Okay, to get that balance, so kapha goes up, and this is kapasthana. Okay, above the chest is kapasthana. So that is where the maximum production of kapha happens. So when you get up, you feel the heaviness in the head because the kapha increases there. And once you start meditation, I'm not very sure, but once you definitely start exercising, what happens is exercise removes that excess kapha from the body. It balances it down. Okay, and that's when you feel fresh. But one thing you have to note, that once you don't sleep well at night, your vata has gone up. You have to rest decently well and not over exercise, because your vata has gone up, and if you start over exercising, your vata will again go up. So you should strike the right balance, Kamalnath. Understand that is important. Okay, understand your body and do accordingly. But staying awake at night regularly is not a good thing to do. Gauri, how much time should pass between dinner and a glass of milk at night? Can we add turmeric? Uh, Gauri, I am not a big fan of with anybody consuming turmeric on a regular basis. Although we see a lot of people telling add turmeric into. Yes, when you add turmeric into milk, what happens is it mellows down the ushna, the heat property of turmeric. But when you start consuming too much of turmeric, I would say turmeric is not a very, on a long term, turmeric is not something which is good for the liver. It is hepatotoxic. Okay, so if you start consuming too much of turmeric, thinking that it will improve my immunity, that this, I don't think, other side effects are also not very good. Okay, so a lot of studies are there about turmeric and curcumin and all being hepatotoxic. You can go and check. So I don't think that you should be having turmeric as food or as medicine like that. So normally when we do our cooking, I've noticed that people sprinkle a little bit of turmeric in food. They don't put it too much. And turmeric, if it is cooked, is much better. But the aromatic turmeric powder, it is not generally cooked. Okay, so once you cook turmeric, it mellows down a little bit. Its sharpness goes down, and that is more than enough. When you add turmeric into all your dishes, and you keep on consuming it, that little dose on a regular basis. So it's all cumulative, right? In 10 years, you have been having that since childhood. So that is more than enough. I don't want you to add extra turmeric into milk and have it. Okay. Just have milk at bedtime. Might be give a gap of about 1 hour after your dinner. Or after you consume milk, you can wait for about 10, 20 minutes, half an hour, and then go to bed. No problem. Jain people restrict leafy vegetable and tubers. How come they still survive with very little vegetarian options? Have you got a chance to study Jainism? I don't not very sure about leafy vegetable. Okay, uh, tubers, yes. Anything which grows under the earth is something which they don't have. Above the earth, they do have. Okay, so and under the earth, vegetable. Okay, so here, if you look at the Panchamahabhuta theory, you have got the Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Jala, Prithvi. Anything under the earth is predominantly, listen to this carefully, is predominantly Prithvi and Jala. That means it is more of Kapha. It is more of Tamas. Okay, so Jains are people, proper Jains are people who are into the spiritual journey. So if you take something which is predominantly sweet, predominantly kapha increasing, predominantly tamas increasing thing, will interfere with your spiritual journey. So by and large, you have to avoid that. Leafy vegetable, I'm not very sure. I don't think they have to avoid that. It is okay to sleep for half an hour in the afternoon for Pitta and Vata Prakriti. Yeah, for Vata and Pitta, predominantly Vata people can half an hour. I'm not very sure. It depends upon what kind of work you do. Okay, if you are doing a lot of physical work, then probably yes, you can sleep for some time. But I would say 20 minutes would be ideal. If you just lie down, tuck, you get up after 20 minutes, great. If you go for half an hour, 45 minutes, and all, after getting up from the bed becomes a huge problem because your kapha already has gone up. And most of the times you notice that people actually go to bed not long after they have had their lunch, But the moment they have your food, your lunch, your kapha goes up. That makes you go down a little bit because the blood supply is all gone from your head to digest the food. Okay, so there is a lack of oxygen here. That's why your eyes close. Okay, if you sleep at that time, you are gone. You have to see what is comfortable for you. Your sleeping during the afternoon should not interfere with your night sleep also. So you have to strike the balance yourself. Yeah, Kim. If one consumes dessert after a meal, it disrupts digestion because it takes longer to digest. Does the gut then abandon digesting carbs and proteins that are working due to the dessert? It is not about abandoning. Okay, Kim, let me try to put it in a way probably you can understand that. Okay, suppose if you look at digestion in a scale of undigested food is at 10 and completely digested food is 0. So in a scale of 0 to 10, the moment you put food inside your tummy, it's at 10, and the food starts digesting it, slowly. This also happens when you eat multiple times. So slowly starts from 10 at 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, slowly start digesting, and then you put something, boom. Okay, that is again at 10. This food which is digested has reached already 6, and this is at about 10. How will the body manage this? This definitely gone. This is half digested, and this is completely undigested. And if it is a dessert which is coming down, it becomes very difficult for the body to manage that. The body will somehow manage it if you do it once in a blue moon. If you keep on doing that regularly, you will definitely get. You'll see people who put on a lot of weight, and that weight is all undigested ama. Okay, so I would say never do that. Once in a while you do it, body will manage. But if you could do that consistently, uh, it becomes a problem. It's not that the body will stop digesting the carbs or stop digesting. See, it's basically after a point it becomes a mixture, right? So it becomes the body finds it very difficult to digest this whole thing. Okay. Sometimes the mind feels fresh and ready to start the day after getting awakened in the middle of the night, but with only 4 hours sleep. Okay, continued. How to make sure the body has actually gotten enough rest. So, if you can go through the whole day, that means you also have to do your exercises and you have to go through your chores at home or whatever duties you have to do. In spite of that, if you are still good in the evening, that means you have slept decently well. Okay, but you'll notice that if you, by due to some reason, something might be bothering you, you sleep for 4 hours, you get up, you're awake, and you become fresh because there's something which you have to do, you have not done, or something which is bothering you that's keeping you awake. Mostly, I'm telling you. Otherwise, you will not feel fresh. You get up after 4 hours, you'll feel incomplete sleep. You again go back to bed. But if you get up and you have got something else to do, that is where the problem is. So I would say, whatever work you have to finish it on time, and sleep that you go to bed early, sleep really well, get up fresh, and see that you are fresh through. You are decently fresh throughout the day. That's what I would say. That if you're decently fresh throughout the day, that means you have slept well. Okay, so we are coming to an end slowly. Can you explain the effect of medicines taken at different times? 10 seems long, so whenever possible. Oh, yeah, Jenny, it's called Aushadha Sevana Kala, but it's too much in depth, Jenny. Okay, for you to understand that for Samana Vayu, this is the time for Vyana Vayu. So I have to basically start taking classes on all the different types of Vayu, different types of Pitta. That makes them slightly complicated, Divya. I think, Janani. So I think let me think over it and try to explain to you. I can probably explain to you in simple ways where you understand. But if you start asking me questions, then I have to go in depth. That becomes a small problem. Okay. But let me see. I think that's actually a good idea. I can do that. When detoxing, do the good bacteria go away too? Raji, if you look, detox is a very, very, very bad word. Okay, that means you are removing the toxins. It doesn't happen during shodhana karma. That means you are cleansing. That's a better word than detox. During cleansing, what happens? Okay, just like suppose there is a flood coming, or okay, a wind is coming, something is coming. If a flood is coming and cleaning a place, suppose you are somebody who's a very good person, there's a neighbor who's a very bad person. Do you think the flood will come and spare you because you are a very good person? No, a flood will come and remove everything that is good, bad, ugly. Same thing happens to shodhana also. Everything from the body which is not a part of the body is basically removed. Good, bad, ugly, vitamins, minerals, everything it removes. That's the reason why we say after the Shodhana therapy, how you build the body back is very important. Okay, Samsarjana Kriya, we call that. You start with easily digestible food, slowly, give good nutrition, and again rebuild the body. So, whatever is good or bad for the body, everything is expelled, Raji. Okay. What does Ayurveda say about last time to eat in a day? If you look at Ayurveda, Tejeshwara, Ayurveda says only you have to eat. If you are somebody who enjoys food, bhogi, you have to eat only twice a day. If you are a yogi, we say yogi eats only once, a bhogi eats twice. Now, bhogi is somebody who enjoys, right? Now you see that generally people eat thrice. TK, normally we say people who eat thrice are called rogi, that also is acceptable. But there are people who eat 4 times. So we call them maharogi. 4 times, 5 times. Some people eat so many times. So we have got a joke, in an Ayurveda community. So we call a yogi, bhogi, rogi, and the next person who eats so many times, we call him a drohi. Okay, drohi he's a criminal. Drohi means criminal. He is eating other people's foods. Okay, so Ayurveda says eat twice, and the first meal is during the pitta period. That means somewhere around, if you look, if the sunrise is at 6 and sunset is at 6, so somewhere around from 10 o'clock onwards pitta starts. So at 10:30 should be your first meal, your breakfast, and your evening meal should be somewhere around 5:36 before the sun actually sets, and that should be very light, and you have to sleep by about 8:30. If that is possible, you can follow that. Any tips on Ayurvedic counseling for an alcohol dependent person? Is there any protocol? Can I read it somewhere? You can Google it and you might be able to get it, because I don't handle too many people who who are addicted to alcohol. I'm not an expert in it, but I have got a few people who do that. So I refer to them. There are medicines also which we mix in food and give. I have got my classmate, Dr. Pandyan. I can even give you the name. If you want, you can ask me. Okay, he is a medical officer in a small town in Tamil Nadu called Erode. He is good at it. He's got an Ayurvedic preparation which you mix in food and give. Where once you keep on after a point of time, you start having aversion towards alcohol. It works really well, and then slowly see. The first of all, the person should have, he should feel himself that he has to stop drinking. Okay, you can't force something. He has to take that decision that yes, I have to stop drinking. Then it becomes much easier. Okay, Gauri, there are treatments, Gauri, and we can think about it, no problem. Is there a tendency to dream a lot so much that it affects day sleep, deep sleep and sleep quality over a long period of time? Should one intend to reduce it? If not possible, how can this be approached? You know, if you are somebody who dreams a lot, that means you have actually got a lot of things on your mind which have to be resolved. That is something which you have to see. Normally, normal, what do you call, dream and all will not disturb your sleep. And if you have to get deep sleep, first thing, try to eat the right kind of food, try to do exercise properly, okay, and not do too many things where you feel guilty about a lot of things, and don't carry a lot of baggage from past. Your child, your probably, I don't know, Janani, how old your children are. Okay, or if you have got a problem with your spouse or your mother-in-law or your father, or your children studying abroad, you're all too worried about a lot of things. Definitely your sleep is going to get disturbed. You have to detach from a lot of things so that you are within yourself. Your sleep is always going to be better. So that is where you have to work on what is actually, why do you get so much of dreams in your sleep, what is actually bothering you. We have to get into the root of it. Okay. By the Aushadha Sevana, so what does doshas and meds after meals acting on? For acid reflux, what's the best time to give medicine? Okay, acid reflux is basically what? It is the Udana Vayu that is coming up. Okay, so Udana Vayu, generally what we do is we give food after night dinner. Okay, so anything, and the approach is entirely different. Okay, for us, acid reflux is not only because why is the acid coming is something which we have to understand. Mostly, what happens is for us the pitta is there, right? The pachaka pitta has got diluted, which is supposed to be here is actually coming up. So that means the vata is actually pushing it up. That has to go down. So the approach is entirely different in the case of acid reflux. But if you're looking at only burning sensation, I would say you can give it at after night dinner. But that's not the way approach amla pitta, that disease. Okay, Gary, if you don't have hunger in the evening, okay to have supper, just 2 meals daily. Yes, if you don't have hunger in the evening, it is okay. But what happens is if you sleep without having your dinner, there's always a chance that in the middle of the night your food can get digested. You'll slowly start feeling hungry, and that hunger can break your sleep. So that's why we say, if you're somebody who doesn't feel really hungry at night, then you should probably start cutting down the amount of food you eating during the day. If you eat, you might be eating a little bit too much, or if you're not, then that has to be taken care of. You have to take medicines which will actually increase your digestive capacity, not by eating too much. So you cut down the morning food so that you'll be slightly hungry by evening. Eat a little bit of food that will help you sleep better, Gary. 1 hour yoga every day in the morning, no constipation, but urad dal effects. Totally stopped intake of urad dal. Raji, yeah, if that does not suit anything that does not suit you, if you're allergic to, in the sense it need not be having hives and all things. If something doesn't go well with you, it's always good to keep a distance from that. It can be things, it can be people also. If they are irritating you or creating problem, stay away. Uh, Thank you so much for yeah, most welcome. Okay, it's almost an hour, so let us bring to an end. Okay, is menses stopping in the mid 40s a negative sign? Any remedies? If so, no, Jishnu Prasad. There is nothing. See, Varsha Dwadashadu Dhvam Yadi Panchashadakshayam. Ashtanga has given that Varshad from the age Dwadash, Varsha Dwadasha, 12. Varsha Dwadashad Urdhvam. So beyond that. So menses starts at the age of 12. Varsha Dwadashad Urdhvam Yati. Yati means it's a flow. Continuously happen. Yati Panchashata Kshayam. It stops at 50. That doesn't mean that for everybody it starts at 12. Now things that can start at 10, things that start at 13, can start at 14. It can stop at 50, it can stop at 48, it can stop at 42. So it is not going to do too much of a problem with your health. Okay, let us not overthink about it. Just because your periods are receding slightly early, don't, in my opinion, I don't want you to take resort to hormone replacement therapy so that you can have your periods for a longer period of time. That might be interfering with the natural flow of the body. Okay, eye friendly fruit. Triphala is the three phala, all the three phalas put together. Okay, Triphala is the best eye friendly combination of fruits you can have. Triphala with Triphala Ghrutam or Triphala mixed with ghee at bedtime. That is the best thing for your eyes and Vaidya. Uh, uh, is it good enough to have a sleep cycle of 12 midnight to 8? Asking for ITP who have late night. See that sleeping from 10 to 6 is the best option. At least sleep from 12 to 8. Actually, you are trying to catch up with some good sleep. It is not in the given situation, probably that might be okay with you. I can't tell you to quit your job and all. In the given situation, yes, at least you are trying to get some rest. Okay, can't help. On days when morning abhyanga is not possible, it's okay to do around noon before lunch. If you have got the time and space for having it, I would not say it's a bad idea. But you should see that that the food which you have consumed in the morning has been completely digested, and you slowly start feeling hungry when you are doing your abhyanga. Okay, because I don't want you to do abhyanga when you have still have got food getting digested in the tummy. Once it's digested, when you slowly start feeling hungry, you can do it, no problem. But the best option is always to do in the morning. When are you planning your next Bangalore visit? Rajini, I'm not very sure. It's not there in my schedule right now. Okay, you can come to Chennai. If you want to meet me directly, you can come to Cochin. These are two places where Chennai I go once a month. Cochin, I'm almost always there, Monday through Friday during the morning sessions. Okay, I'm in my hometown called Tripunithura. Most welcome. Whenever you come to Kerala, you can drop down. We can definitely meet in person. Otherwise, we can always have an online consultations, Rajini. Okay. Or better to avoid or just do a pada bhyanga before sleep. You can do that. I don't know, avoid what. I'm not able to get what your question is. Pada Abhyanga is actually good. Applying oil under your feet and giving the gentle massage. If somebody else does for you, nothing like it. Okay, you'll feel really sleep. It'll help you sleep better. Naveen, I'm loving this conversation. You're explaining all the concepts very logically and awesomely. Thank you. Okay, it's all His grace and the blessings of my elders, who have done a lot of work in this. My grandfather, especially, he has been an Ayurvedic Vaidya. I've not told a lot of things about him. Okay, he used to treat humans, but he stopped, and then he used to treat only elephants. So I have had the opportunity to spend a lot of time with him and get a little bit of tidbits of concepts from him initially, even though I was not able to link it because I was not that matured enough to understand. So once I got exposed to the real Ayurvedic science, I was able to recollect a lot of things which he has told, and I'm able to connect it and apply it right now. Okay, so thanks to a lot of things which have happened in my life, it's all His grace. Which part of the day sun is good for a body? Tejashwari, you will notice that you'll see studies that the afternoon sun contains the maximum UV or whatever, and that's the best for your vitamin D. All those things I don't deny. But I would say, I would always say, as far as Ayurveda goes, when you say Sarva Dharmeshu Madhyamam, why do you want to get exposed and get the most thing when when you are getting exposed to the early morning or the late evening sun on a consistent basis, and you are getting daily little by little. So the best thing for you to do is the morning sun, early morning sun. Okay, might be before 8, or the evening sun might be about after 4, 4:35. Okay, let us not go very harsh on things. Thank you. Your personal attitude is both uplifting and humbling. It's my pleasure. Okay. Gallbladder stones in Ayurveda. Yes, we have got. It's called Ashmari. Okay. It has been explained really well. And if for your kind information, Sushruta has also given surgical procedures to remove stones which do not come out by medicines. Okay, so surgery has been mentioned, medicines also have been mentioned. It's called Ashmari, and it is not something which is easily treatable, because they have told 8 diseases, uh, rogas, which are sudustara, not easy to treat. In that, Ashmari is one. Or the Vata Vyad Ashmari Kushta Meha Udara Bhagandaran. Okay, so out of that, Ashmari is one. Okay, so but treatment has been told. What are do's and don'ts precautions cure for thyroid IgM positive? Okay, I would say you have to most importantly avoid food which can increase the kapha beyond a certain, because this is kapha region. Okay, thyroid, we consider that to be predominantly kapha disease. So you have to, and that's the reason why most people who have got these issues start is a tendency to put on weight. Okay, so you have to start doing regular exercises. That is the, and don'ts, uh, sleep early, do's, all those things. Don'ts is avoid foods which can increase that tendency, like cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, and all those things. If you are somebody who, I think your doctor would have also told you, Renu, that all these things have to be avoided. And stress. Okay, don't get too stressed about a lot of things that happen around you. That will affect all kinds of hormones, even your thyroid hormones. Okay, so but medicines are also there, and I would say if your levels are really bad, then if the doctor has given you medicines, then consistently take and follow all those things. There is always a chance that if you're consistent and disciplined, you can bring down the dosage of medicines you're taking slowly, and there are cases where we can stop them also. Okay. Yeah. Kamalnath, yes, most welcome. Raji, most welcome. uh, I saw you early AMO doctor. You told you were visiting Bangalore once a month. Priya, I'm not very sure. I had told that I'm mentioning about coming to Bangalore. I used to visit, might be 2 years back. I used to be there once a month. Now I don't do that. Okay, that's for sure. So that the AMA might be very long, might a year or so back. AMA might be a very long previous AMA, right? Might be a year or so back. Okay, but nowadays I'm not being, because I don't get the time basically to go to Bangalore. Let me see whether I can work on that. Probably yes. Okay. Rajini, yes. Okay. Yes, thank you. I'm leaving to the US on the 17th of September and back on the 17th of October. So we'll have one more AMA next Tuesday before I leave. After that, we are going to give a 4-week break, come back and again resume. Okay. And thanks a lot for all your good wishes. For typhoid, yes, it's called Vishama Jwara. Yes, we do have very good management things. But nowadays, what's happening is people don't have the time and patience to follow the pathya for typhoid. So I would say, if you see that you're I see taking the patient's well-being into consideration. When a person tests for positive as far as thyroid goes, I tell them to go through the antibiotic thing, which is very effective. Ayurveda, yes, we can treat it, but the restrictions which the patient has to go through is not easy for somebody who's working or a student also. So let us be very open about here that modern medicine handles that really well. So let us go through that. I'm not against modern medicine. Okay, hope you understand that. Eager to listen to childhood memories if possible as an Instagram reel, especially as you're from same. I will, yeah, I will do that once I'm probably coming. I'll come out with a book, okay, with basic principles where I'll also have anecdotes which I probably picked up from my grandfather. That's actually a good idea, Kamalnath. Thanks. Thank you, Priya. Thank you. Okay, so I'll see you next week with another topic. Till that, okay. Good night.